Hi there and welcome to Juicy Celeb Talks. Drake finds himself caught in the middle of a serious mess, wedged between two titans of the hip-hop world, Nicki Minaj and Kendrick Lamar. On one side, Nicki Minaj is calling him out for betrayal, and on the other, Kendrick Lamar is throwing shade. Drake might be longing for the simpler days of Hotline Bling right about now. Is this the biggest plot twist in hip-hop history? Drake has been catching strays left and right lately, but no one ever expected his longtime friend, Nicki Minaj, to join the fray and drag him through the mud. And she didn't just drag him, she also released some damning evidence that paints Drake as a snake, betraying her trust. To put it mildly, Nicki didn't come to play. Remember when Drake, Nicki, and Lil Wayne were the holy trinity of Young Money? They were like the Avengers of rap, dropping hit after hit. Drake was the golden boy, Nicki was the queen, and Wayne was the boss. They were an unstoppable force, ruling the charts and making serious money moves. But hold up, because this dream team is about to get messy. The word on the street is that things weren't as picture-perfect as they seemed behind those million-dollar smiles and chart-topping collaborations. Cracks were beginning to show, and who could have predicted that the same team that gave us Bedrock would end up on the rocks? Not only is Young Money over, but now Nicki and Drake are beefing hard. Let's dive into the drama that started it all. Remember when Drake was the golden child of Young Money? Well, it turns out that his halo was a bit tarnished. The first major crack in the Young Money empire wasn't about music, it was about a woman. Picture this: Lil Wayne, the head honcho himself, is locked up, doing time, thinking his team is holding it down outside. Meanwhile, Drake is getting cozy with Wayne's girl, Tammy Torres. Yep, you heard that right. Drake, the same guy who's always singing about loyalty, allegedly hooked up with his mentor's girlfriend while he was in jail. Talk about a snake move. When Wayne found out, he was livid. Can you blame him? Imagine being in jail and hearing that your protege is messing around with your girl. Wayne didn't hold back, saying this is the kind of thing a man never wants to find out while he's locked up. Ouch, that's got to sting. This wasn't just some minor beef, it was the beginning of the end for Young Money's family image. Drake's actions sent shockwaves through the group. Suddenly, everyone was side-eyeing him, wondering if he could be trusted. Was he really ride or die for the team, or was he just looking out for number one? The fallout was serious. Wayne and Drake's relationship took a major hit. You could feel the tension in their music, in their interviews, and even in their social media posts. The days of happy family photos and gushing about each other in interviews were gone. But here's the kicker: this wasn't a one-time thing. Not at all. This was just the beginning of Drake's questionable loyalty tour. It's like he couldn't help himself. One minute he's Mr. Nice Guy, the next he's stirring up drama left and right. Think about it, Drake's entire image was built around being the sensitive, loyal guy, the one who'd write you a heartfelt song, not stab you in the back. But actions speak louder than lyrics, and Drake's actions were screaming trust issues. This Wayne situation sets a precedent. Drake started becoming known as the guy who'd smile in your face and then turn around and do you dirty. And it wasn't just about women either. His loyalty to the music game started raising eyebrows too. Remember when Meek Mill called Drake out for using ghostwriters? Or when Pusha T exposed Drake's secret child? Every time, people looked back at the Wayne incident and thought, maybe this is who Drake really is.
But wait, it gets worse. Years later, Kendrick Lamar brought this whole mess back into the spotlight. In one of his tracks, he essentially said that Drake's tattoo of Wayne's face doesn't make up for what he did. Talk about reopening old wounds. Fans started connecting the dots. They saw a pattern in Drake's behavior, especially when it came to his relationships with women and other artists. It was like every few months, there was a new story about Drake betraying someone or switching sides in a beef. The Young Money dream team was falling apart, and Drake was at the center of it all. The unbreakable bond was broken, the unstoppable force had come to a screeching halt, and it all started with one bad decision while Wayne was locked up. But here's the million-dollar question: was this the real Drake finally showing his true colors, or was it just the beginning of a series of mistakes and bad choices? Either way, one thing was clear: the Young Money we knew and loved was never going to be the same. If you thought Drake's drama with Wayne was bad, well, get your popcorn because things are about to get even messier. Drake's latest move has Nicki Minaj seeing red, and she's not holding back. So what's got the queen of rap all fired up? It's Drake's new collaboration with Latto. Now, if you're wondering what the big deal is, let me break it down for you. Latto isn't just another rapper, she's been Nicki's self-proclaimed rival for years.
We're talking bad blood, diss tracks, the whole 9 yards. And Drake? He just waltzed right into enemy territory like it was nothing. Nicki didn't waste any time letting the world know exactly how she felt about this betrayal. She went on a live chat and completely went off, calling Drake and another artist Ugly Boy 1 and Ugly Boy 2. Ouch. But she didn't stop there. She also threw some serious shade, saying, "Girls are so desperate for this. They're so desperate. If a mother told them to go and get a wild fish, skin it, and eat it, they would do it. You understand what I'm saying? They would teach themselves that very day how to hunt, fish, swim, kill, eat, and cook." Yikes. But here's what's really got people talking: this isn't the first time Drake's pulled a move like this. It's like he has a playbook for how to get under Nicki's skin. Time and time again, he's sided with artists who are beefing with Nicki. It's almost like he's collecting Nicki's rivals like Pokémon cards. Remember when Nicki and Cardi B were feuding? Drake was right there, collaborating with Cardi. When Remy Ma dropped that brutal diss track against Nicki, Drake was suddenly buddy-buddy with Remy. It's like he has a sixth sense for finding Nicki's enemies and giving them a feature. Now, you might think, maybe Drake's just trying to stay neutral in all these beefs. But come on, we're talking about Nicki Minaj here. This is the same woman who's had her back through thick and thin. When other rappers were calling Drake soft, Nicki was right there, defending him. When he got exposed for using ghostwriters, Nicki stood by him. She's been ride or die for Drake since day one. So why would Drake risk his friendship with Nicki over a collaboration with Latto? Some people are saying it's all about the money. Latto's hot right now, and a track with her could mean big streaming numbers. But is a hit song really worth cutting ties with one of the most powerful women in hip-hop? Others are wondering if there's more to this story. Maybe Drake and Nicki had a falling out behind the scenes that we don't know about. Or maybe Drake's trying to send a message that he's not picking sides in any of these rap beefs. But if that's the case, he has a funny way of showing it. What's really wild is how this whole situation is reopening old wounds. Fans are looking back at Drake's history and seeing a pattern. It's like every time Nicki's in trouble, Drake finds a way to make it worse. First with Wayne's Girl, and now with Latto. It has people questioning if Drake was ever truly loyal. And let's not forget, all of this is happening while Drake has beef brewing with Kendrick Lamar. With Kendrick coming for him and now Nicki calling him out, Drake's reputation is taking hit after hit. If you're wondering why the situation with Latto is such a big deal, it's because Drake dissed Nicki for Latto. Remember when Drake announced during his Detroit show that he and Nicki had finally recorded a new track together? Fans were losing their minds. It was like Christmas came early for the Barbs. Drake even revealed that he and Nicki had already finished the song, which was supposed to be featured on his album For All the Dogs. But when the album dropped, Nicki's verse was nowhere to be found. Now, Nicki isn't one to stay quiet when she's been done dirty. She took to social media and let it all out. She was hurt, and can you blame her? This wasn't just any collab, it was supposed to be a reunion of two of hip-hop's biggest names. Nicki talked about how she'd always had Drake's back, even when others were coming for him. What's wild is how this fits into the bigger picture of Drake's recent behavior. First, he has beef with Kendrick, then he collaborates with Nicki's rival Latto, and now he's cutting Nicki's verse from his album? It's like Drake's hitting the self-destruct button on his own career, one beef at a time. Fans are feeling some way about this whole situation. A lot of Barbs are furious with Drake for pulling this stunt. They feel like he's disrespected Nicki one too many times, and they're done giving him the benefit of the doubt. Even people who aren't hardcore Nicki fans are questioning what Drake's trying to prove. Is he trying to show he's the top dog in the rap game by going after his former allies? Or is he just making some really bad decisions? So where does this leave Drake? He's stuck in the middle of a hurricane of drama, with Nicki Minaj on one side and Kendrick Lamar on the other. His moves are confusing fans and burning bridges. It's like Drake's forgotten the golden rule of hip-hop: loyalty is everything. And right now, he's looking really suspect. The question on everyone's mind is, will Drake be able to survive this mess, or is he finally about to get cancelled for real?